Hello children, let us today take up India GAT question paper of the year 2011. So let's discuss the questions of this GAT question paper. So the first question, which is there in part A, which deals with English section, we have spotting errors. Let's discuss the instructions that are given there. So there are 10 questions here. So for the 10 items which follow the directions, in this section a number of sentences are given. The sentences are underlined in 3 separate parts and each one is labeled A, B and C. Read each sentence to find out whether there is an error in any underlined part. No sentence has more than one error. When you find an error in any one of the underlined parts, A, B or C, indicate your response on the separate answer sheet at the appropriate space. You may feel that there is no error in a sentence. In that case, letter D will signify no error response. So what you have to find out? You have to find out the part where there is an error, and that is going to be your answer. So you have to spot or you have to find out the error in the part of the sentence. You have to indicate only one response for each item in your answer sheet. In case if you don't find any error, then in that case your answer will be no error. If you indicate more than one response, your answer will be considered wrong. Errors may be in grammar, word usage or idioms. There may be a word missing or there may be a word which should be removed. You are not required to correct the error if you are required only to indicate your response on the answer sheet. So let's see these examples. The young child sang a very sweet song, no error. And we worked very hard throughout the season. In the case of these two examples, in item P, it's quite clear what is wrong there, singed. Because the past tense of sing is sang. Now in the case of second one, we worked very hard throughout the season. So what is the answer there? Answer is D, because there is no error. Now let's go to the first one now. So let's discuss the first one. We are meeting today afternoon to discuss the matter and reach a compromise. No error. So now in the case of the first one, then let's take up the second one also. Either Ram or you is responsible for this action, no error. The student flatly denied that he had copied in the examination hall, no error. And fourth one, by the time you arrive tomorrow, I have finished my work, no error. I hope you have attempted these questions. Now let us take up the discussion. We are meeting today afternoon. So where is the error there? The error is in A. So error is in A. We are meeting today afternoon. What should it be? It should be we are meeting today in the afternoon, in the evening, at night, in the morning. So whenever we use morning, afternoon, evening, we use we use the preposition in the afternoon, in the morning, in the evening. But if it's a night, at noon, we use preposition at. And if it's a day, on Tuesday, on 20th August, so even in the case of date, we use on. Now let's go to the second example. Either Ram or you is responsible for this action. Now here you see either or is used. Whenever either or is used, you have to find out what is the second subject. And what is the second subject? You. And after you, what is given there? Is given. So what should be in place of is? Are. So your answer is B. And the sentence should be either Ram or you are responsible for this action. So answer is B there. You are responsible. The student flatly denied that he had copied in the examination hall. No error. So there is no error and answer is D there. By the time you arrive tomorrow, I have finished my work. No error. Now remember here, by the time you arrive tomorrow, which time it refers to? It refers to future. So if it refers to future, what should be there in the second clause? By the time you arrive tomorrow. It's about tomorrow. It's about future. So the next clause has to be in the future tense. So the sentence will be, by the time you arrive tomorrow, I will have finished my work. So the second clause will be, I will have finished my work. So the error is in B. So let's go to the fifth one. Now we'll take up another 4. The speaker stressed repeatedly on the importance of improving the condition of the slums. No error. The speaker stressed repeatedly on the importance of improving the condition of the slums. No error. Sixth one. The captain with the members of his team are returning after a fortnight. No error. After returning from an All India tour, I had to describe about it. No error. The teacher asked his students if they had gone through either of the 3 chapters included in the prescribed text. No error. So let's discuss the first one. I hope you attempted these 4 questions. Okay, shall we start with the fifth one? Now what is the verb there? Stressed. The speaker stressed on. The speaker stressed repeatedly the importance of improving the condition of the slums. On preposition is not required. So the answer is A. The error is in the case of on preposition. The speaker stressed the importance of improving the condition of the slums. The speaker stressed repeatedly the importance of improving the condition of the slums. Let's go to sixth one. The captain with the members of his team are returning after a fortnight. Now here you see the captain with the members of his team in the first part. The captain with the members of his team, and what does the rule say? Whenever we are using with, along with, whenever we are using these kind of conjunctions, then in that case, the verb that you are using or the verbal phrase that you are using, that will depend upon the former subject or the first subject. And what is the first subject? The captain. Is it singular or plural? It's a singular, the captain. So therefore, the verbal phrase has to be is returning. So in place of are, what should be there? Is should be there. The captain with the members of his team is returning. So it doesn't depend upon the members of his team, but it depends upon the captain. So whenever you are using with, along with, or as well as, then in that case, the verbal phrase will depend upon the first subject or the former subject. Let's go to the next one, seventh one. After returning from an All India tour, I have to describe about it. I have to describe about it. So what is wrong there? C. There's something wrong with C. I have to describe it. After describing, we don't use any preposition. So I have to describe it. So C, about is not required. So similar way in the case of fifth one, after stressed on is not required. So such kind of questions quite often appear in the examination. So you have to study with which verb what preposition should be used. The teacher asked his students if they had gone through either of the 3 chapters included in the prescribed text. Again the error is in C. Why? Because see here either is used and there in that part of sentence 3 chapters is used. Either we use whenever we are referring to 2. So 2 chapters if it would have been there, either would have been right. So either of the, in place of either what should come? Any. So any of the 3 chapters included in the prescribed text. So the error is in C. So let's take up the next 2. Although they are living in the country since they were married, they are now moving to the town. So where is the error? Error is in A. Why there is an error in A? Since they were married, it's a long duration that is showing. They are now moving to the town. So although they have been living in the country since they were married, they are now, because this clause will depend upon the last clause here. Although they have been living in the country since they were married, they are now moving to the town. Now let's see the 10th one. Do you know how old were you when you came here? Do you know how old you were when you came here? No error. So error is in B. How old you were. So let's go to the next one now. Rearranging parts of a sentence. So here this direction will just read. In the following items, some parts of the sentences have been jumbled up. You are required to rearrange these parts which are labeled P, Q or S to produce the correct sentence. So you have to make a meaningful sentence here. And one example is given there. Some people believe that the effect is very bad on children of cinema. So what should be the answer? So the proper way of writing the sentence is, some people believe that the effect of cinema on children is very bad. And what should be the sequence? P, S, R, Q. So let's try using the same method. And so A is the correct answer. So what is the answer there? Some people believe that the effect of cinema on children is very bad. Now in the case of this first example we'll take up, that is 11th one. Now here, so let's see here. In the Middle Ages there was little progress, either intellectual or social, with the result that teaching became the exclusive prerogative of the church. Remember, whenever you are trying to answer this question, think of the structure, how we frame the sentences, subject, verb, object, think about all that. Now here let's take up this example. In the Middle Ages, so what should come there? There was little progress or teaching became, because in the case of these two, either one of them should come. In the Middle Ages, either it will not come like that or it will not come with that. So it has to be in the Middle Ages subject. Teaching became the exclusive prerogative of the church, with the result that there was little progress, either intellectual or social. So you have to begin with yes. So if you have to begin with yes, or you just try with P also, but you'll feel that it's correct if you begin with yes. Teaching became the exclusive prerogative of the church, with the result that, so yes R P Q, yes R P Q. So B is the right answer. So we'll go to the 12th one now. A scientist has shown that when anyone holds a burning cigarette near their lips, plants react with fear. A scientist has shown that plants react with fear when anyone holds a burning cigarette near their leaves. So if that is the sentence, it should start with yes. So yes, P, Q, R. So that is right. See here, in the case of both these, probably you must have come to know, you have to think about what? You have to think about the subject. Plants react with fear when anyone holds a burning cigarette near their lips. So you can just try with any, like you try with a burning cigarette, but a burning cigarette near their lips. Plants react with fear. So when you think about that, then a scientist has shown that plants react with fear. So what they have shown? They have shown that plants react with fear. So that will be the appropriate one. So let's go to the next one. Now here 13th one. Because the driver lost control. Now why did the driver lose control? And as a result, what has happened? The bus fell into a ditch. So you are giving the reason for that. The bus fell into a ditch because the driver lost control at a turning and hit a lamp post. Probably this appears to be quite correct. So we will start with RPSQ. RPSQ. So the answer is B here. RPSQ. We'll go to the 14th one now. We want every country or a foreign policy to have a population policy as it has an economic policy. We want every country to have a population policy as it has an economic policy or a foreign policy. So we want every country to have a population policy. We want whom? We want every country. So it has to begin with P. So if it begins with P, we want every country to have two country what? I mean we want two. So two will come. We want every country to have. Now when you say we want to have a population policy every country, it doesn't sound correct. So we want every country to have population policy. So try and then you will feel, oh we want, or so it will not come like that. So you have to think what will come along with that particular verb. So the answer will be we want every country to have a population policy. PRSQ. So that answer is C. Let's go to 15th one. The teacher and the pupils continued likewise with their repetition read the sentence again. The pupils knew the sentence by heart until the teacher thought. The teacher, the pupils, R will not come. Leave it that. Then with a Q will come. The teacher read the C after subject verb should come. Yes, read. Probably it appears quite correct. The teacher read the sentence again. So Q, think over it. So think about C and D. The teacher read the sentence again. Then whether P will come or yes. The teacher read the sentence again until the teacher thought. So I think that's wrong. So the teacher read the sentence again and the pupils continued likewise with the repetition until the teacher thought the pupils knew the sentence by heart. So the answer will be QPSR. So answer is C here. So you have to think, trial and error, and then you'll be able to find the right answer. Read again and again, and then you have to make a meaningful sentence. Let's go to the 16th one. For dropping kilos, it is safe to cut your fat intake and maintaining weight loss to 20% of your calories even further. For dropping kilos, for dropping is there, ing form is there. Then naturally, second, this one part, ing form should go. And maintaining weight loss. So naturally, Q, you have to begin with Q there. For dropping kilos and maintaining weight loss, even further, it is safe to cut your fat intake to 20% of your calories. QSPR. So B is the right answer. We'll go to the 17th one. His uncle, after he joined, did not send the college money for his expenses. His uncle did not send money for his expenses after he joined the college. So QSPR. So that answer is C there. Let's go to the 18th one. Language is to the other person communicating only a means of one's thoughts and emotions. Language is only a means of communicating one's thoughts and emotions to the other person. So here language is only a means of. So R and yes, QP. only a means of communicating. So RQSP. So answer RQSP. So answer is B here. Now let's go to 19th one. Whenever I see the model who started is the face of the man of our factory, what comes to my mind? Whenever I see the model of our factory, what comes to my mind is the face of the man who started it. So whenever I see the model of our factory, so R factory, what comes to my mind is the face. So RSQP. RSQP. So B is the right answer. We'll see the 20th one now here. So this will be the last one here. I bought from your shop a week ago to say in the books you're not cared. I bought from your shop. You are not care to say in the books I bought from your shop a week ago. You are not so, you have to start with yes only. You are not care to say in the books yes or PQ. You are not care to say in the books I bought from you from your shop a week ago. So this will be the right sentence. Yes or PQ. Yes or PQ. So C is the right answer. Think over it and then you'll be able to find the right answer. You have to have good practice in the case of rearranging the phrases or rearranging the parts of the sentences in order to make a meaningful sentence. So let's go to the comprehension part now. In this section you have 3 short passages. After each passage you will find several questions based on the passage. First read a passage and then answer the questions based on it. You are required to select your answers based on the contents of the passage and opinion of the author only. So last time we have discussed in detail. We'll just see in our approach to life, be it pragmatic. So this is an example that is given here and let's see the answers here. So here in our approach to life, be it pragmatic or otherwise, a basic fact that confronts us clearly and unmistakably is the desire for peace, security and happiness. Different forms of life at different levels of existence make up the teeming denizens of this earth of ours, and no matter whether they belong to the higher groups such as human beings or to the lower groups such as animals, all beings primarily seek peace, comfort and security. Life is as dear to a mute creature as it is to a man. Even the lowliest insect strives for protection against dangers that threaten its life. Just as each one of us wants to live and not to die, so do all other creatures. So the author's main point is, as you go on reading, you will find that the answer for the first one is peace and security are the chief goals of all living beings. As you go on reading, you will find this is the answer for that. And J, what is the answer for the J? Now, which one of the following assumptions or steps is essential in developing the author's position? All forms of life have a single overriding goal. The will to survive of a creature is identifying with a desire for peace. That sounds correct answer. B. All beings are divided into higher and lower groups. A parallel is drawn between happiness and life and pain and death. So let's find here. So whatever we thought, C and B, they are the right answers. So let's go to the passage 1 and you read this passage. Gandhi was not born great. He was a blundering boy, a mediocre student, a poor lawyer, an ordinary individual until he remade himself. He was a self-remade man. He had faith in himself, but above all, he had a deep, touching faith in the peasants, miners, laborers, and young, unformed men and women whom he drew into his work. He fed them all an elixir of growth which often transformed nameless, uneducated people into Leonine heroes. The elixir was faithlessness. The elixir was fearlessness. So let's go ahead with this. Now here let's take up 21st one. Consider the following assumptions. Gandhi was a great man throughout his life. Men are not born great, but they are made great by self-effort. Gandhi liked the ordinary people and neglected the rich. Gandhi transformed the ordinary masses into great heroes. Which of the above assumptions can be drawn from the above passage? As you go on reading, you'll come to know that the first one and the fourth one. Gandhi was a great man throughout his life. You eliminate this one. Gandhi transformed the ordinary masses into great heroes. Oh, that's correct one. Gandhi liked the ordinary people and neglected the rich. This also you should eliminate. Because when you have read this passage, you'll come to know that it is no way like that. So the second one and fourth one, so A option is correct one. So which of the above assumptions can be drawn? So second and fourth one. Gandhi was a great man throughout his life. That sound doesn't sound correct. So men are not born great, but they are made great by self-effort. So as you go on reading, you'll find that Gandhi was self-made man. So it is because of his effort he could become great. So men are not born great, but they are made great because of their effort. Self-made man. You can infer from that. And Gandhi transformed the ordinary masses into great heroes. So this also you'll be able to find. So with the help of inference and elimination, you'll be able to get the answer for the 21st one. So let's go to the next one, that is 22nd. Gandhi transformed the uneducated people to teaching them what? Work-mindedness, self-confidence, fearlessness, heroism. You can infer in the last sentence itself. You'll be able to find the answer in the last sentence itself because it talks about fearlessness. So the right answer is fearlessness, C. So let's see 23rd one. Gandhi's attitude to the labor class was one of. Now this one you have to infer. You have to think again and again. And you have to eliminate some of them. And you will find that what was Gandhi's attitude to the labor class? How he was looking towards the labor class. And for this, you have to read the passage again. As you go on reading it, you will find that above all, he had a deep touching faith in the peasants. So he was very much concerned about those peasants, miners, laborers. So naturally, what will be the right answer? Compassion. Because it's a very confusing one. And you have to find the most appropriate. You'll feel that even generosity can be closer to that. But not pity. You eliminate that. And Gandhi's attitude to the labor class, fearlessness, no. No way at all. So eliminate pity and fearlessness. You are confused with A and C. And the most appropriate out of these two will be compassion. The word lenient in the passage means. What does lenient mean? Lenient means like lion. Like lion. Lenient. So lean, courageous, timid, learning. And what is the quality of lion? It's very courageous, brave. So the right answer will be courageous. Thank you. Goodbye.